together when he was doing something corporate, but I think it'd be cool to tour with him again since then.
What's the craziest thing you've seen on the road? Like anything that's like you thought, oh my god, what is happening?
Yeah, we almost died in an accident.
Wow.
We were driving. Armor for Sleep was driving in front of us in their bus and trailer. It was a huge trailer with all their gear. Okay.
Right.
And we were following them in our bus and our trailer, and on the highway at night. And somehow their trailer snapped off. We were going like 70, 80 miles an hour.
Wow.
And we were not too far behind them. Their trailer snapped off and like was like doing, you know, was like ping-ponging back and forth on the highway, and we were going. Our bus driver somehow like managed to avoid it. I mean, it was like this close, and everyone was okay, thankfully. But like at that rate, and we were also going over a bridge at that point. So if something would have happened, we could have flown off the bridge, and it could have just been really horrible. And you hear those kinds of stories from a lot of bands. I mean, there's a lot, and some bands aren't as lucky. Some bands do get in accidents, and bad things, terrible things happen. But it's just, it's a product of what we do. And, you know, I mean, you can take those chances by traveling, especially driving everywhere. And like, you know, in continental tours, you're driving everywhere for the most part. I mean, I'd much rather fly everywhere. Just for safety's sake, but just part of it. You know.
Yeah. So what's your biggest
occupational
fear?
hazard?
What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is probably failing. My biggest fear is letting people that count on me down. So I try not to ever do that. Yeah, that's it.
Since music has been changing in like radio, like everything going online, has it helped out your music now, or has it like made it worse or anything?
Oh, it definitely helps. I mean, it definitely helps me because this is you know, it's a point in time when, you know, radio is becoming more obsolete, like the kind of radio that you're used to, like the formatted radio stations. Particularly in rock music. I mean, the city that I live in doesn't even have a rock radio station anymore.
Right.
Or an alternative radio station. XRT is a great station, but as far as like an alternative music, you know, they're pretty selective about what they play as well. I feel like, you know, there's so much fear at you know, from radio stations to. He can wait. So take chances on new artists, you know, and to play new music when that's what people want to hear. And I definitely want to hear the new Foo Fighters single. Don't get me wrong, but then I also want to hear like what else is happening, you know. And it's the formats that are open to the inevitable change of like how music evolves that succeed and that will succeed. And internet radio, I mean, like with what you guys are doing, college radio stations, that like when it's fueled by the fan, that's when it wins. That's when it always wins, and it'll always succeed. You'll always get people to listen when you think about music from a fan perspective. Period. That's like my mantra on what I do, is think like a fan. Like if the moment that I stop being a music fan is the moment that it becomes, for lack of a better word, bullshit and fabricated. So I did a lot of soul searching, you know, after Academy to be like, and during that time to be like, what do I really want? Like, what do I want to stand for? And I'll live and die by being myself. And whether people like it or not, people can like it, people can not like it. Either way, you can do it.
Okay.
Do you do silent sneezes? Silent sneeze, that's incredible. But is it still in there?
No, it's gone.
Do you ever sneeze, like, audibly?
Yeah, but it's usually 3 in a row, and then the professor looks at me and goes, "Is that a cold or is that allergies?" And I have to explain it's allergies.
And you're like, it's none of your business.
Yeah.
That's what it
You
is.
should tell them it's like some bad disease you've got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. On that note, yeah, I think that it helps, and I feel like the cream rises to the top when you make good quality music or good quality anything. People will notice and take note of it, and it'll touch people and it'll reach people if it's truly transcendent and it's truly something that speaks. And that's what I focus on doing. I focus on making music that I feel like will speak to people, but first and foremost pleases myself as a fan and as an artist.
Yeah, that's like with what I'm doing. I can finally get stuff out. Like I can actually play the Academies and the Danger of Summer and stuff like that you see on Warped Tour.
Yeah.
And all these other tours that we don't play. Like we play now at the Bear on the Over the Airwaves is like hard rock and metal, which is fine and all. But I'm an alternative girl. Like I want to hear The Clash and No Doubt and like some of the new stuff I'm listening to.
Sure. Yeah. But that's what's great about music is there's so much, and there's literally. I mean, it's endless. You know, I mean, you can go back into time and there's endless catalog there. Right now, there's endless catalog. There's like probably 100 bands right now that we don't know about on the internet that are incredible. Like 100 bands that we may even never know about. You know, and I think that there's something really exciting about that. There's two ways to look at it. I feel like you can look at it as like music's getting oversaturated. There's too many bands, there's too many artists, anyone can do it. But the reality is that anyone can't do it. You know, it's like, you know, yeah, there's a certain level of craftiness to it, or even like what's happening in like the club music world with like Skrillex and Deadmau5 and stuff like that. It's like, you see that, and there's an art to that as well.
Yeah.
You think you can do that? Go ahead. Here's the program, you do it. And it is so much more difficult than people give it credit for. It's extremely difficult, much like what I do is difficult. You know, so I respect all art that's done from a genuine place, from a creative place. You know, so I respect the hell out of them, and I feel like adapt or die. You know?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
when it comes to how music reaches people, there are just so many more ways to do it now that if you don't embrace it, you know, you're not gonna be heard by anyone. You know?
Right. So do you ever get recognized when you go out into public? Like, do people be like, oh my god, it's William Beckett?
Yeah, I mean, I get it from time to time, you know. I mean, it's been kind of nice for a while since I haven't put any music out in a long time, but now it's about to get crazy again, so
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying the calm before the storm a little bit.
It's always good. So you have time for yourself then.
Yeah.
So what's been the biggest highlight of your career so far?
It's hard to say. I mean, there's like a highlight reel that's still open ended, you know,
Right.
that I continue to add to. And the most recent is the release of this EP and the launch of my solo career. And it's like I'm living in a highlight right now, so it's kind of hard to have perspective on it yet. But yeah, so that's where I'm at.
That's cool. You wrote a song with Demi Lovato. Is there anyone you wanted to ever collaborate with again? Like anyone that's on your
Sure,
list?
I would like to write with Demi again. I mean, we wrote a really great song, in my opinion, and one that really speaks to her experiences and mine as well, but more importantly hers. And she's just an extremely talented young woman. And I mean, I've written with some people that I would love to write with again, like, particularly Andrew McMahon. And you know, there are I'm pretty open-minded, you know, when it comes to collaboration. You know, you know essentially in the first 45 minutes or less if it's gonna if it's gonna work, if you're gonna get something quality out of it. And I enjoy that creation, the collaboration between artists. I had it with my band forever. For like 8 years, it was strictly with my band, and that ended up feeling forced, and it ended up feeling like we would like one trick pony sort of thing. So that's one of the, you know, that's when I started writing with other people and really invigorated everything. There's so much freedom to it, and I just enjoy writing songs. It's fun. It's fun to me. And when it's not fun, then you should stop doing it. You know.
So do you have any plans after your tour this May?
Yeah, after May, the day after my Chicago show, on the 29th of May, Chivas, I fly to Japan, in Japan for like 12 days on a tour out there. The Beyond Blue tour, which will be really fun. And then coming back, getting ready to release my second EP. Because I'm releasing an EP every 3 months for the rest of the year. And then once all 3 of the EPs are together, that's like my 12-song record. So it's kind of a different way to do it, which I'm really excited about doing it. It's like doing it that way, I feel like there's more focus on particular songs and less likely that you skip over that, like, oh, it's track 11, you know, you know, the songs that you always skip over, which for me, it's an exciting way to do it. So that's what I'll be gearing up for in July, and more touring, you know, for the rest of the year. Got to get out west, or otherwise I'm going to be, you know, reprimanded if I don't get out west. So I'll get out west, and then hopefully get overseas as well and do a bigger tour at the end of the year.
Is there anything you don't like about touring?
Being away from home is really hard. I have a 4-year-old, and she's like my everything. She's my soul. She says that we're like pods and peas. She's the pea and I'm the pod. And she's totally right. And so it's really difficult to be away from home for that. But you know, occupational hazard is part of what we do. It's part of what I do, and you know, I hope to do it to the point to make her proud and make her feel that as she grows up, that she can look at what I did and feel like it's okay for her to, and not only okay, but it's encouraged for her to go after her dreams, whatever they may be, whatever she's passionate about, to go after. So it's not like one of those things where I'm telling her, you need to go after what your dreams are, what are you passionate about? And she's like, well, look at you, Dad, you quit, you stopped. When you had such amazing, when you had something so good to share with people, you quit. So that's one of my main driving points as well. To do right by her.
It's like a good idea, though. Because kids look up to parents so much too.
Well, they should, and I want her to look up to me, not someone on TV.
Right. Who would want to be a good role model besides your parents? I know I still look up to my mom as a dancer, and as just going for my dreams, because she always told me to do that, because I'm slightly the black sheep of my dad's side of the family. So, doing this now, everybody's like, well, why is she doing that? She's just doing it to brag, but music is my life too, so I have to incorporate it into it.
Absolutely, and that's great. And it's great that you have that support from your mom.
So is there anything you'd like to add to the fans and my listeners about your music or anything?
Yeah, just check it out. I'm all over the place on social media. I'm everywhere. So my Twitter is Bill Beckett. I'm on Instagram as well. WilliamBeckettMusic.com. The WilliamBeckettBlog.com. On Tumblr. Facebook.com/WilliamBeckettMusic. I'm everywhere. So join me, join the fun. New music out, on April 17th, and then I'll be touring a bunch. So,
which I'll be sure to play on my station too, and I'll get it out to the listeners, and they'll enjoy it.
Awesome.
But that's it for my questions.
Awesome.
Thank you for interviewing me.
For sure. Thank you.